Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Taylor, co-owner of VeganProteins online coaching. And today I'm gonna be doing a different kind of unpopular video. Unpopular video? I hope that's not a prediction. I'm gonna be doing a different kind of unpopular opinions video today, and it is going to be responding to your unpopular opinions. So I asked on Instagram what your unpopular opinions were because you guys love my unpopular opinion videos and I wanted to hear some of yours. It's not fair. I'm gonna keep it anonymous, keep everybody anonymous, but I wanted to go through them and I got a lot, so I definitely will not be able to get through them all, but I wanted to get through some of them. First one. If you're in a deficit, you will get hungry occasionally, even with mitigating strategies. I 100% agree. Absolutely. I think hunger is part of fat loss. Hunger is part of weight loss. Totally. And I often tell people, like, if you're starting to feel hungry, it's working. Now that doesn't mean somebody should be starving, but people that tell you that you're gonna be able to just like lose weight or get really lean without feeling hungry, like they're just lying to you. That would be nice, but I'm super sensitive to hunger, so nobody wishes this was true more than me, but it's not true. Intermittent fasting is just skipping breakfast. She said it, not me, but I completely agree. I don't have time to exercise. I think she's saying like she can't stand it when people say I don't have time to exercise. Okay, so years ago, I would have agreed. When people say I don't have time to exercise, in the back of my mind, I would just be like, oh God, do you have any idea? Like you could just do this, 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 and you'd totally be able to exercise. And it's still true. Like very technically, it's still true. Any of us could stop doing something else and start exercising. Like it just means we're prioritizing different things. But as I've gotten older, I am reminded that nah, man, sometimes you really don't have time to exercise because the thing that you're having to pick between, it's not like, oh, well, I could watch Netflix or I could exercise. It's like, oh, well, I could make the kids lunch for school tomorrow or I could exercise. Like they're two, you can't. You have, for whatever reason, in certain phases of people's lives, I actually do believe sometimes people don't have time to exercise. And 10 years ago, I would have came here and slapped myself silly for even saying that, but you know, circumstances have changed. I've seen things differently now. You know, I think that it's about building your life around the things that are the most important to you. Then that comes into all these different like scenarios where something just insane just falls into your lap and you're like, oh crap, how do I deal with this? A death in the family, a tragedy, sometimes even really good stuff happens, but it, you know, great job promotion, but your whole world is topsy-turvy for a minute and you really don't have time to exercise. So, you know, I don't think it should be an excuse forever. I think that if it's something important to you, you do need to find a way to work it out and find time to exercise, change the program, make it 2 days a week instead of 5 days a week, just do something. But I guess I just see it a little bit differently at this point in my life. I can't listen to people talk about using a stair climber for a glute workout. Holla. Nobody built glutes by doing the stair climber. Nobody. It didn't happen. Anybody with a giant butt doing the stair climber just probably had a giant butt. I hate it when people say fruit makes you fat. This one popped up a lot. I totally agree. I 100% agree. Fruit absolutely doesn't make you fat. I don't hear that very often anymore. I used to hear it a lot more when like Atkins was huge, but I don't hear it so much anymore. This one is really good. It says, this may be blunt, but some people need to stop whining and try harder. Some people do.
Wow.
Some people do. And you know, that's actually a really hard part of my job as a coach. I coach people one-on-one every day. And sometimes people are too hard on themselves. They like miss their macros by 5 grams one day and they're just absolutely beating the crap out of themselves for it. And other times people are barely putting in the work. They're adhering like 40% week after week, and they're kind of cool with it. And you have to be like, do you want this? is this a thing that you want? Like, or do you just not want this? And a lot of times that's the question. It's like, is this a priority to you right now or not? It's okay if the answer is no, but let's be real. If the answer is no, and you're not doing the work, then you don't get to complain when you don't get the results, right? Also, side note, this is my own opinion. If you signed yourself up to do something really hard, like compete in bodybuilding, nobody twisted your arm or held a gun to your head to do that. So I know it's hard. I've done it. I've done it many, many times. It's hard, but you chose to do it, so stop complaining. Okay, this is a good one for me. Protein is still too hyped. Husband and I are still strong and muscular and never focus on it. So I agree with this and I disagree with it. I agree with it that in general, in the general world and absolutely in the general fitness world, protein is too hyped. We are eating, like the fitness industry wants you to think you need way more protein than you need. I think in the vegan world, I don't think protein is too hyped. I mean, maybe it's like too hyped for my mouth, but that's just because I get people who shoot me messages like, I don't know why I'm not making progress. And I'm like, send me your food journal. And then it's like 40 grams of protein. And I'm not saying that's the only reason they're not making progress, but it's a pretty big reason why a lot of people are not making progress. Now, I think that if you're like fairly sound-minded and pay attention to like any fitness stuff at all on the internet and eat a balanced diet, you're probably gonna be fine. But I just find most people are not eating a very balanced diet, even though sometimes they think they are, they're just not. Can you be strong and fit without focusing on protein? Some people I think totally can. Some people need that extra oomph. And I think to take it to a particular level, aesthetic wise, I can't speak to all the other sports because I'm not an expert in a lot of other sports, but aesthetic wise, that bodybuilder fitness model look that people want, you're not gonna eat 1,200 calories to get that look. You're gonna eat a lot more than that, and a good chunk of it's gonna be protein. So I agree and disagree. Oh, you don't need makeup to post on Instagram. I feel attacked.
Oh no.
No, you totally don't need makeup to post on Instagram, but because so much of my day is spent staring at this particular phone making videos for clients all day, every day, I always have a little bit of makeup on, guys. Power to people that don't. I've always loved makeup. It's one of the only girly things about me, actually, is that I just like makeup. I always have. Yeah, you don't need to meal prep to be successful at competing. Ooh, shots fired. Yeah, I agree, actually. And I know who this person is who sent it in, and she doesn't meal prep to compete. I also don't meal prep to compete unless I'm traveling. I'll prep all my food when I'm gonna travel, but I like to make my food as I go at home because I'm eating so little that I like to make it as I go so it's like as fresh and hot and delicious as possible. But yeah, I don't meal prep when I'm getting ready to compete. But I also have the luxury of working at home and kind of working on my time mostly. If I had a crazy schedule, if I was trying to compete right now, I would probably meal prep because I would not want all of those opportunities through the day to have to think, what am I gonna eat? Because every time you go, what am I gonna eat? It's an opportunity to like make not great choices. And I know myself. And I feel like that's kind of the thing. You definitely have to know yourself in order to decide whether meal prepping or anything for that matter is actually for you. Proats are gross. They are just slimy oats. I absolutely agree. I have never had a bowl of protein oats that wasn't disgusting. Telling people to cut out sugar is a waste of breath.
What?
I agree. Should most people eat less added sugar? Yeah, totally. But telling people to just not eat sugar, it's not gonna happen. Like, it's just not gonna happen. It would be like me just telling everybody like, oh, well, everybody should just be vegan. Like, I believe that, but saying it would just be, I might as well say like, yeah, just, everybody should be able to fly. It's just not gonna happen. What's much better is to give people tools to make healthier choices and teach them how to go that route. Yeah, I agree. I'm not replacing a cinnamon roll with an effing apple. I'm eating a cinnamon roll. I don't eat them often, but fruit is not a replacement for a delicious baked dough covered in sugary warm icing, and people need to stop acting like it is. I think that if you really want a treat type of a food, you should probably have it, you know, not all the time, not in large amounts, but a lot of times if you really are craving something and you just try to keep giving yourself a substitute for it, you can very easily eat way more calories in substitutes for the thing you really wanted than if you just ate the thing you really wanted. I do like macro-friendly versions of treats, you know, but they gotta be good. I cannot tell you the number of times I am so sick of these Instagram accounts that I follow that like the food looks delicious and it's like, oh my God, protein cookie dough, 20 grams of protein, 1 gram of fat, 1 gram of carb, you gotta try it. And then you try it and you're like, this tastes like butt. Like, this is disgusting. It looks good, great for the Instagrams, not good, not even close to cookie dough, and kind of insulting to call it such. This is very similar to the one before. Most people who post glute workouts when it's like donkey kicks and bridges with no weights and they have a huge ass, they probably have just always had a huge ass.
Wow.
Yeah. Or they built their glutes doing stuff nobody's interested in doing, like heavy squats and deadlifts and lunges, but those donkey kicks get the view on Instagram, so that's what they post on Instagram. Vegan cheese isn't the same as cheese. They have improved, but it is not the same. So I can't say, actually. It has been so long since I had cheese that I can't actually say how close it is or not. I know that when I first went vegan, there was one vegan cheese. It took forever to find it. It was disgusting. Doms Thompson made a video about this the other day on Instagram. It was hilarious. It has gotten better. I think vegan cheese now is awesome. Like so awesome. Not all of them, but some of them, like the Miyokos, all the different Miyokos that she makes, some of them are just absolutely crazy. And I could eat them every single day. I'm a total vegan cheese addict for sure. But I can't say whether or not it's, you know, close to the real thing because I haven't had it in 20 years. Most coaches and personal trainers coach because they look good and they were able to make changes in their own physique. Maybe even genetically gifted, not because they have knowledge. From the mouths of babes. Yeah, I 100% agree. Some of the most popular coaches I know actually don't know anything about training or nutrition or the human body, but they're phenomenal athletes. They're just great athletes. And I don't say just like, oh, that's all they are is great athletes, because they're phenomenal athletes. But when it comes to helping other people, they don't know very much. So I agree. Booty bands are a marketing scheme. Men don't use them and they build their glutes just fine. I've never heard that specifically, that men don't use them and they build their glutes just fine. It's mostly true. I mean, some powerlifters use them in their warm-up routines, but yeah. I think everyone is on steroids until proven otherwise. I know you don't have a problem with it, but I do. It F's with people's perceptions. It's harmful to trick people's reality of what's real and what isn't. So this was in my first Unpopular Opinions video, that way more people are on steroids than you guys think. So I definitely for a long time fell into this, everybody's on steroids until I can be proven otherwise. And still, so many people are on steroids. Like, so many people are on steroids. And yeah, I personally don't care what other people do with their bodies, but I agree with this person that I do think it's incredibly harmful for people to talk about their awesome results and leave out a very important piece about how they got there. No, it wasn't creatine that did it, and it wasn't their special protein powder, hashtag use my code. It's steroids. So yeah, I agree. I wish people were more open and honest about it. I understand why they're not, because it's illegal, but I do think that it is really, really messed up a lot of very young people, like boys and girls just out of high school now, just rampant with steroids. Woo! This one could be a whole video. This person says, health at every size is bullshit. Whew. That's a big one. I don't know if I can get into that one within this video, but I think that health at many sizes is true. Health at every size, I don't think that's true. And that goes in both directions, by the way. People that are way too small and much, much larger people. There is a threshold where I think you cross either of those lines and no, you're not healthy anymore. But health at many sizes, yes, and I think we need to see health represented by way more body types than we currently see. So yeah, that's a huge one. Video that I've been meaning, like, I want to make that video, but also I kind of don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole, but I kind of want to make that video, so I don't know. Veganism isn't the epitome of health. If you aren't educated, you're probably going to be fatigued. You can also get sick as a vegan. It's a thing. Yeah, absolutely. I think that, you know, take your average Joe Schmo on the street. How much do they know about nutrition? Not much, man. Take your average vegan Joe Schmo on the street. How much do they know about nutrition? Not much, man. So yeah, I think that the way that people on a standard American diet can get sick and, you know, be unhealthy and not feel good day to day, people who are vegan, who they can do the exact same thing. Even more so today than 20 years ago when our options were like whole foods or nothing, basically. Now, anything that you want can also be made vegan. So we have a whole different set of problems where people are developing sort of like first world sicknesses who are vegan because those foods just exist now. And it's very interesting. And I think that there are so many reasons to be vegan. I truly believe in veganism, like to my core, largely for ethical reasons. I think that going vegan will improve a lot of people's health. However, I don't think that it's a magic bullet from anything. I've known plenty of super healthy vegans who have gotten sick. I know several who have passed away from cancer. Yeah, it's not a magic bullet. Fitness professionals should stop hiding their bad habits as if they have none. No one is perfect. Stop creating unrealistic realities. Yep. Yeah, I agree. I know a lot of fitness professionals who don't talk about the things that they do in private. I mean, I try to be open with a lot of the struggles and things that I've had, but yeah, of course, there's some things that are just like too personal almost and too vulnerable for me to share those sort of things now. And I think that's why a lot of people, it's like, they'll hide a lot of their struggles. Some of them really big, dark struggles that are in complete opposition to what they're telling people. That's a tough one. And then years later, they'll be like, what you guys didn't know is at that time I was really struggling with blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it just makes it hard to buy it, I guess. Okay, this is a big one. This is a long one. This will be the last one. Bodybuilding competitions and/or any kind of competitions related to the body, like beauty pageants, they breed self-doubt, insecurity, and long-term mental health problems. They also skew people's perceptions of what is healthy and fit. If you can detach your self-worth from your body, by all means, compete your heart out. But if the words of the judges and others' opinions deteriorate your own happiness and sense of worthiness, it's not a sport or performance worthy of your time and effort. So I think that bodybuilding competitions have the potential to be incredible for someone's life, for their confidence, for their physique, for their discipline. There's potential there. I also think that getting to that point, you are navigating a minefield of all of those things that this person just said, of self-doubt, of disordered eating, of body dysmorphia. All of those things you're gonna deal with every single one of those things. How you deal with them determines whether or not you're gonna be one of the people at the end who's like, bodybuilding is awesome and it changed my life for the better, or are you gonna be one of those people who are like, bodybuilding ruined my life, I wish I had never done it. Absolutely, I have talked way more people out of competing than into it, because bodybuilding is a very, very, very risky sport. Even when you're natural, even when you're vegan, even when you do everything right to get to the stage, it is not a healthy sport at the end. That's not why people do it. That's not why people do this for 20, 30, 40 years. It's not because it's the healthiest thing they could think of to do. There are other reasons why people love it so much. And it does, in my opinion, if you get cross this bridge, if you deal with the fact that, yeah, the judges are gonna tell you you're too fat. The judges are gonna tell you you're too soft, or this glute is smaller than that glute. They are going to say that to you. And if you can't separate yourself from that, you're gonna have a really bad time. If you can learn that their opinion actually doesn't matter, it doesn't change who you are as a person or your value or your worth or your hard work, then you're gonna end up on the other side, and you could very well be stronger for it. So there's a lot of great reasons to compete, and there's a lot of great reasons to not compete. So yeah, I agree, actually, and I love bodybuilding. I think bodybuilding is awesome. It's helped me in my life so much, but not without a ton of pitfalls along the way. So yeah, that's a big one. Anyway, that's me reacting to your unpopular video. Why can't I say that? Reacting to your unpopular opinions. That was super fun. I've never done a reaction video before, I don't think, and I really enjoyed it. So if you enjoyed it, let me know. Do you have any other unpopular opinions? Leave them down here. Maybe I'll make another one. That would be super fun. I appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you can be notified. All the things I'm supposed to tell you to do at the end of a video, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.